MMPA members. It's no easy task considering we're part of a cooperative that brought home 4 of the 7 Platinum National Quality Dairy Awards and almost 50% of all honor awards. Co-op-wide, in just 10 years, MMPA has gone from awarding 300 quality awards during our local meeting season to 520. Would all members that received a bronze, silver, or gold MMPA quality award this past year, please stand. Congratulations. Please stand. I mean, there's a lot of you. Give yourself a round of applause. There's so many of you, we've had to streamline the award process at local annual meetings because it got to be too time-consuming, but that's a great thing. MMPA quality levels this past year were some of the best in the country, making this a Best of the Best award even more prestigious. But not only did MMPA member rise to the top of the pool in nationally recognized quality milk, they did it 2 years in a row. We are pleased to present this year's MMPA Top Quality Award to Jacob and Elaine Joffitson and family of the UP West Central Local in District 4. So would the Joffitsons please come up? So I'm serving as comic relief today, too. And as you can see, Jacob isn't here. It's their daughter, Jackie, who's with her mother. Anyway, the Joffitsons milk 20 cows 2 times a day on their farm in Baraga. They pay close attention to cow cleanliness, cow comfort, and detailed, correct, consistent milking procedure. They make udder health and mastitis prevention a priority day in and day out. The Joffitsons utilize DHI tests to vigilantly monitor cow health and performance. Fueling their constant drive for improvement, Jacob and Elaine's daughters also attended MMPA Milker Training School. They have always taken extreme personal pride in producing high-quality milk, and their test averages speak for themselves. The Joffitsons herd achieved the following quality averages this past year. Somatic cell count, 40,083. PI count, 2,333. And raw bacteria count, 1,417. Wow. These numbers are the culmination of decades of hard work and dedication to improving quality level on the farm. From pre-stripping to appropriate milk-out timing, the Joffitsons go above and beyond to control and improve the finest details. We are pleased to recognize their efforts today with this Top Quality Milk Production Award. Their names will be engraved on a permanent plaque recognizing all of MMPA's Top Quality Award recipients, displayed outside the laboratory in our Novi office. Along with the plaque from MMPA, the Joffitsons will also receive a $250 gift certificate for the MMPA merchandise program from our partner, Ecolab. Here to present the certificate is Ecolab Area Vice President Stan Palmer. Stan?
Thank you, Ken. In recognition of your outstanding quality, Ecolab would like to present the Joffitsons with this plaque and the certificate for the member merchandise. Congratulations, folks.
Please join me in congratulating the Joffitsons and family for their quality award this year. Congratulations once again to the Joffitsons and this year's quality award winner. Elaine, did you want to?
Well, I'm so short here, so I'm going to adjust this. I lost a little bit measurement several years ago when a cow was in heat and jumped on my back and fractured my last vertebrae, but I'm still walking, so it's still farming. Yeah, it's certainly interesting to get this and amazing, but we don't want to be proud. We're just happy. We try hard. And as for last year, I thought, oh, I don't think I want to speak up here. I'm not really public speaking, that's not my bag, and it sure is not my husband, because he didn't even come this year. He stayed home. He said, no, I'll milk cows. But the last time I spoke was really a long time ago. I graduated from high school in 1974, and I was asked to speak because I was salutatorian in my class. And, oh, my knees were shaking, and my voice was quivering, and I thought, oh, it was just a horrible experience. But anyway, I made it through that. But last year, I really wasn't that nervous because when you get older, you get a little bit braver. And also, I like the subject of dairy farming, milk quality. And also, when I graduated from high school, I was only 18, of course. And last year I was 58, and let me tell you, I was only 105 pounds in 1974, and I sure was a lot more last year. So it takes a lot to shake those knees when you're heavier. But anyway, it's an honor to receive this award, and it's also an honor to be a member of MMPA. The recognition is great, but really more important is the quality part. We should all strive for great quality, and many of us have, as we just noticed how many stood here. That keeps our co-op strong. A great quality milk sells more milk. More milk sales, it's just a win-win situation for everyone. I got a story about quality that, it's just a short little story, that how important quality is. Well, we started farming January 1st, 1982, and things went pretty smooth at first, but by the end of 1984, our local cooperative was having issues of quality milk. People were confronting me that their milk was actually spoiling in their refrigerators. I confronted a couple board members, and nothing was done. They started to get into financial trouble, of course, because milk sales went way down. And actually, it got so bad that we lost 3 milk checks and never did get those. They went bankrupt. We had the chance to go to MMPA. Terry Philback, he's here still. I know he was here this morning. And he and a fellow farmer, Wendell Nemi, came over, and they convinced us to get on board with them. And it was the best decision that we made, I'll tell you. It was awful to lose those milk checks, but to get a check, no, I don't even pay attention. Oh, it's the 17th today when they bring the mail in, and it's great. And unless you've gone through that, you really don't experience that. Even 1 milk check miss, but 3, and we were just starting out. We had farm payments, but that was through our parents, so they just said, oh, just pay later on. And in fact, they gave their used car to us, so it wasn't as bad as it turned out, you know. We got a car out of the deal. But yeah, we had a good year, and I was hoping to get like no mastitis in 12 months. I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but we went 11 months. But you know, when you put cows out and you got a chopper wagon, and sometimes we put 2 out there because there's too many cows for the one, but they want to bunt each other, they're aggressive. And this one cow had a swollen quarter, and yeah, sure enough, and she went up in her count, and one of the milkings or 2 of the milkings must have went in the tank because it went from 34,000 to 203. Then the next count was 43. So you just really have to pay attention when you're done milking. Is there any swollen quarters? And I did mention, I said, oh, before we put the cows out, I said, there's a swollen quarter there. Oh, we'll have to test it in the morning. We took out the paddle, the CMT paddle. Don't forget to use that paddle. I can't stress that enough. The first 5 years when we farmed, I don't know if we hardly ever took it out. That was terrible. I mean, we did so many mistakes. I mean, I worked as a nurse first, and I was a dairy farmer's daughter. I thought I knew almost everything. No, I hardly knew anything. Even though I had milked since 11 years old. I mean, you really have to be current. I should have taken a dairy short course. I would have really enjoyed that. But anyway, there's no secret, really, in getting this. I mean, yeah, we were probably lucky because the last 2 years, our udder health on our cows was just excellent. When you got healthy udders, you get great quality milk. So if you have a lot of chronic mastitis cows, get rid of them. We try to cure so many of them, and I cured many of them. Then the next lactation, they would come back, have mastitis. You lose so much time, it's not worth it. And the other thing is, make sure you do a good job of udder prepping. We're really thorough on that, and our milking procedure, really fussy on that also. But don't have a daydreamer in your milk room. I mean, when you take that milk filter off, that whoever does that, make sure they're looking. Are there any chunks on that filter? Because last fall when I took the milk filter off one night, oh boy, this doesn't look right. No chunks, but it was slimy. So I told my husband, I said, we got to paddle some cows. And sure enough, I figured out which one it was the next morning. I mean, we just paddled the first one that we figured, and yeah, it was that one. But just think if you could put another one and another one, because if we had get 2 high counts of 200,000, we wouldn't get the gold, and I wouldn't be up here today if we wouldn't have caught that. So that's how fussy that count is. The only thing I'd like to say is that I wish my mom and dad would have been around. They're deceased. They died in 2012 because my dad was really, well, both of them were very hard workers and very well organized and just really interested in dairy farming. And I learned a lot from him when I was young. He always said the best thing is prevention of mastitis. He stressed that so much when I was, well, I started milking at 11, like I said, and we didn't try to undermilk or overmilk, and I think that's so important. There are other things, but I don't want to continue on and make this meeting too long for anyone. But I do want to thank my family and my husband, who's shy and wouldn't come up here, and the rest of my kids. They have all milked. This is my youngest, Jackie. She's 18, and my oldest is 36. She's an RN. Of course, 4 have left the house already. But our boys are real good in helping, and Jackie is too. We stress everyone, no matter what, you got to learn how to milk cows. So they all started about 12 years old, and if they're doing something wrong, I correct them. You can't let them, ruin your cows, no matter who they are, So anyway, I'd just like to thank Frank for helping us, Frank Brazo here. He's been really helpful. If we have a problem, he gets the answer to my problem, and it's been really great to work with someone who calls you back. If he's not there close to his phone, he'll call you back, and wow, the same afternoon. It's amazing. And I want to thank the lab because I did bother them almost the whole year. We finally got internet on the 3rd week of September, and so I don't call them anymore. I was calling once or twice a week, and they do a great job there. And I'd like to thank MMPA because all the workers and Alex for doing such a nice story on us. Thank you so much.
Well, I need to formally present this plaque. I think, Alex, we did the pictures before lunch, and I forgot we didn't do it formally up here.